Welcome back, everybody. Level M Diecast, rolling through the last bit of Japan series stuff we have. I did tell you we were going to fill up that wall in the back. This is the Japan series 5-pack. Now, this is available in the U.S., unlike everything else you see in the background. This has been available in the U.S., although this one came from good old Australia. This one you can find at Target. Does retail for $15 here in the U.S. That is $45 Australian, which is pretty expensive. It's like $30 for a 5-pack, which is unbelievable. This is the kind of drawn manga style decos on all of these models. Looking pretty fancy, so let's just get into this. This is not particularly... Oh, I guess not even taped. This is not particularly new. Oh, it is taped. Right there on the corner. Not particularly new. It's been out for a little bit, but I just haven't had my hands on it, and to be honest with you, I haven't even seen it in the U.S. It exists, I know for a fact, but I just have not been able to get it. So let's cut these off the base real quick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get right into this pack now that we got them all cleared up. This is our Evo 9. So I really do like this this paint scheme. This is a relatively popular kind of artistic style of painting cars these days. These ones look pretty good for diecast. But, you know, cars in real life look much better. There's way more detail put into them and stuff like that. But I do like this. The details look pretty good. It uses the bigger 5 spokes with the gunmetal gray print on there. Does have a gray interior. Does have opening doors, of course. So nice giant opening doors. Open big, big, big. Right-hand drive on this particular model looks good. Got your Mitsubishi logo there in the front. A little bit of print on the top of the hood. Looks good as well. So pretty nice deets. And then, of course, as we saw, the back end looks pretty good. Print's nice and crisp. Says Majorette on the plate as well. And then there is your base deets. 1/58 scale on this particular one. Of course, he's got suspension, because of course he does. So we'll put him right there. We also have our Mark IV Supra. This one in red. This one looks pretty good. So pretty happy to get another one of these. This one also has a little bit of a gunmetal print in chrome on the wheels for the 6 spokes. This deco's a little bit more involved than the Evo was. The taillights are pretty good on this one. We cracked open that gray or green one there in the background there, and the taillights weren't all that great. But this one looks good. Does have a tinted window, so it gives it some nice dark tint for the headlight, which looks pretty good. This does have an opening hood. So it doesn't open all that much, but there is your 2JZ down in there. Looks pretty good. It's all metal with the casting, which is very nice. So it makes it a lot easier for those of you who maybe want to customize it. And then 1/60th scale for this one. Of course, they all have suspension as you'd expect. Oh, look at that. I forgot to get the rubber band off of this one. So there we go. I was wondering why the suspension wasn't working all that well. Oh, much better. Much better. It was pretty stiff. It was a pretty stiff one. So let's see. I guess we'll put him down here at the bottom next to the other Supra. We do have another R34 Skyline. This one in blue with white 5 spokes on there. I do like the kind of pop that those wheels bring. Details on the back. Obviously R34. Looks good. Skyline embossed in there. The Majorette on the plate is a pretty nice touch. Of course, the suspension on this guy as well. Looks pretty good. This guy does have the removable hood. So the entire hood comes off. There is your RB26 DETT. Looking pretty good. Right-hand drive on this one as well. The hood is metal. We touched base on that, but looks pretty good. And then, of course, there's your GTR symbol in the front. Looks pretty good. Can actually read the details on there, which is nice. And then this guy being 1/59th scale, so we'll put him above, kind of putting him with the other R34. The Nissan Safrio, this one, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. We got that crazy one right there up in the corner with the tuning pieces up there, which is pretty good. So this one's also green though, which is unfortunate. It would have been nice to get something different other than green. But this model looks pretty good. The prints in the back look pretty good. And details are done up pretty well. It does have Majorette on the plate as well. So is that cracked, or is that just a little bit of potential overspray, which is pretty rare. This guy does have an opening hood. So this hood is really difficult to open. It's a giant flat hood. It doesn't like to open very much. That's about as much as I can get it to open, and I was cranking that one pretty good. But it's alright. Lens headlights as usual. Deets on the bottom, 1/58 scale. Again, that kind of manga style. It's kind of a bummer there's no print on the trunk lid. So they kind of gave up on it a little bit. Put that next to our factory one right there. And then, of course, the last one in this particular 5-pack is the EK9. So this one looks pretty good in white. It does not have a red interior, though, which is a little unfortunate. It does have a nice tan window, though. Again, half roll cage. Most of these models have half roll cages in them. It says Civic Type R on the back. This wheel is very, very nice. I do like this wheel. There is the wheel in white. So if you wanted to get super crazy, you could swap wheels out for the white one. But I wouldn't swap this one out because we got something else here as soon as I get done with this Honda to showcase. Does have an opening hood. There is your 4-banger down in there. I'm sure that somebody will comment on what the engine code is. I mentioned before, not a Honda guy myself, but I do like this manga style. Hopefully they do maybe something else. This would be kind of cool to get 157 scale on that. This would be nice to get like a limited edition version of just a limited edition in that kind of manga style, which would be kind of cool. And then just real quick, the little bit of artwork in the back looks pretty good. So all those models right there, not too shabby, not too shabby. Although the Evo does not have those wheels, by the way. The rest of them are accurate, but the Evo does not have those wheels. All right, I do have another set of cars here. This is the last Japan series item I have. This is what I've been told is the full release. For some reason, there's duplicates. I wouldn't say duplicates. There's just 2 Evos here. One in gray, one in yellow. And then I also have 2 R34s. We have one in sort of midnight purple-ish. And then basically Bayside blue. So they're trying to cover the bases with those. And then this is why I said don't chop open that EK. You should chop open this EK. This one's also in the series. It is just in plain white. But these ones have the R34 in the card art. There is a second series that has a red Supra. But I've been told these 5 are this full series here. So let's go ahead and start with our R34s. So this one in basically midnight purple. Now I do say this is like the basic series, but these are the same castings with all the same moving parts and stuff that we've already seen. This is just a little bit more toned down packaging, I guess. So there is your... This is kind of like Midnight Purple 1, not Midnight Purple 2. And it's a very interesting color. It's not as purple as you would think. Prints look pretty good on the front, though. Prints look good all the way around. I do like this big 5-spoke that they use. I think this is a good wheel for it. Sits a little bit high, but I think that's necessary. This one's really nice and shiny, though. Looks really, really good. There's no prints or anything underneath the hood, so it's not quite Spectraflame because it's not shiny enough, but it kind of gives off that vibe a little bit of Spectraflame, just a little bit. So we'll put our R34 up there. All right, our next one right here, this one in basically Bayside Blue. I'm going to call it Bayside Blue. We'll get this out of here. This one sports a new wheel. This is their lace wheel. This is a very, very recent wheel. It looks good. It doesn't necessarily look good on this model, but the wheel does look good. This definitely looks like, somebody who likes chrome, big chrome spinners or something that bought an R34. This is the kind of wheel that they would put on here, which is not good. It's just not good. Good wheel, just doesn't look good on this model. Prints on the back look pretty good. Pretty average. I mean, all of them are basically the same, just new colors. But I think it's important. I think it's important to get some good variety in there. And of course, the removable hood as typical. Nothing fancy. I still think it's very interesting they decided to make a removable hood. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting in my opinion. So we'll put him down there. So got 4 R34s in this ensemble. We're going to crack open the 2 Evos. We're going to start with the gray one. So both of these Evos are basically like basic models. The only reason I say that is because they use this old school basic wheel, and anything with this wheel, it just makes it look a little bit budget, I guess is the right word to say. Just budget. I think the gunmetal gray looks good. I think gunmetal gray looks great on this casting. They do have the print in the hood vent, which is very nice. Of course, they're all right-hand drive like they should be. Same opening doors, just like we saw with the other Evos. So nothing new with that. And then there is the deets in the back. It does say Lancer Evolution. Even has the little keyhole. And then, of course, it has the strafes here on the top. So might actually be an MR, maybe. Potentially an MR, so we'll throw him there at the bottom. So we'll throw him there at the bottom. We'll crack our next Evo right here in yellow. Good old yellow. So I think yellow is a good mix. Of course, we've already seen yellow, but that was the manga one. But again, it just looks a little bit basic, in my opinion. I think they did a fantastic job with this casting, though. It just looks a little bit basic with those wheels. But they do have suspension, still has the opening doors, all that good stuff. Half roll cage in that one as well. This one happens to have a black interior. So I like that Majorette really changes it up. They don't put the same color interior. They do a pretty good job. Now, these two do have the same color interior. But, I mean, the rest of these, this has like a really light gray interior. That is a little bit darker gray interior. So it's a little bit all over the place. So we'll put him right there. And then the very last model in the whole Japan series, wrapping it up right here, EK9 Type R in white, championship white, which actually is a pretty good rendition because it's a little bit off white, which is pretty accurate. And I think they did a great job. Of course, you do have your Honda symbol in red like it should be. There is your Civic Type R on the side. I think the wheel choice is good. I do like this wheel. Deets on the back just says Type R. Again, half roll cage in this guy as well. And then, of course, just the opening hood. The hoods are super, super stiff. It's only kind of drawback to Majorettes. All their opening parts are very, very stiff. But I think it's because, you know, they have some pretty thick hinges and they are more durable to last longer and stuff like that. So that looks pretty good. So we'll throw that other EK up there. So we got 4 EKs dropping. We got the 4 R34s. We got 3 Evos, a couple Supras, and we got four Evos, a couple Supras, and then the rest of them kind of thrown in there. Now there is plenty more Japan Series stuff coming down the pipeline, but that'll wrap it up for what we currently have here on Level M. I was hoping we were going to finish this whole board, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. But we're going to roll on. We got plenty more Majorette stuff coming down. No more Japan Series. We're getting on to some other Majorette stuff. And can't wait to bring that stuff to the channel. So we'll catch you next time here on Level M. Peace!